Today we're going to be talking about carnivore and animal-based diets and why I am switching to one. A lot of you are probably thinking that carnivore is not and cannot be a healthy diet, but please just hear me out for a second. My reason for starting a carnivore diet is simply because I have been having health problems. I am not the kind of person that typically goes for a lot of meat. I enjoy vegetables, especially like avocados and spinach and that kind of stuff. So this is not something that I've come upon lightly. So I feel like it's been a long time since I've felt optimal health-wise. And there's a lot that has gone into that. It's not bad eating, it's not working out, it's not an unhealthy diet or anything that typically falls into the category of you've let yourself go or you like reasons you wouldn't feel your best. There's some like weird, uncommon maybe not uncommon, but underlying health stuff. So I feel like I felt my best health-wise, and or at least like the best that I've felt before. It was probably in 2018. And I know that I probably was not feeling optimal, but I was feeling the best that I've felt in 2018. It was the year of my wedding. I tried a whole bunch of different stuff. I was working at Sprouts Farmers Market back then, and I'll like post some pictures here. That was the time in life where I've kind of felt the best, but looking back, I know that there is some stuff in my life and in my diet that if I was doing things differently, I might have even felt better. In 2019, I got pregnant and had our son, and there was some complications with my pregnancy. I ended up getting preeclampsia and just kind of ballooning up in that last like month of pregnancy because of high blood pressure, and not realizing that was probably because I was eating pretty much vegetarian diet back then, and I didn't have a lot of meat, and I just had a lot of aversions to meat. And I know that's kind of common in pregnancy, but I've always kind of leaned more towards a high fat diet and kind of felt better on a high fat diet. After pregnancy, like after giving birth, I kind of shrunk down back to what felt more normal for me and what felt pretty good. And postpartum was a little bit rough, but then we moved into this house. And while I love this house, it was probably not a good decision. It was a good decision financially, but for our health, I don't think that it was. Because this year we found out that our house had a mold problem, and we'd already been living here for 3 years. So we'd just been breathing in all of the toxins that come with living with mold for 3 whole years. And my dad had ended up they moved to Florida and found out that their house had mold and ended up doing a dry fogging remediation. And then I noticed that the symptoms he was having from living there were the same symptoms that I was having living here. Yeah, so we ended up dry fogging the house and getting rid of the mold. Now the house doesn't have mold, but we've been detoxing pretty heavily. And while we've been taking black charcoal, and I'm now taking a supplement called Bind, which apparently it gets out about 300% more toxins than regular black charcoal does. It's been a rough road. It's been a really rough road. And some of the symptoms that, like, one of the biggest symptoms that I noticed is just complete weight loss resistance paired with gaining 40 pounds more than I'm comfortable with. So between those two things, I was like, there's something wrong. There's something going on. And figuring out that it was probably the mold, I don't know. When there's not a whole lot you can do about a situation, it's hard. One of the worst things, aside from the weight loss resistance, has been getting rashes under my arms. It started with just one, and then it eventually spread to the other side. So I've had eczema-like rashes under both arms for almost a year now, which really sucks because I am the type of girl that likes to wear tank tops all the time, and I've just got to get past it. I'm still gonna wear my tank tops it's not something that should be happening. So there's an underlying reason for the rashes. Probably the mold, probably the detoxing from the mold is why it's flared up again. But I think eating a carnivore diet would fix that. So, all of that being said, I have just been scouring the internet and all of this to try to figure out what to do. It's kind of funny because a couple months ago, I think it was in July, my will-be midwife, she was my doula in the hospital with our son. She invited me to a nutrition class for before, during pregnancy, and the nutritionist lady who she runs the company called Marma, which I will put in the description box below. One of the supplements that she recommended me take was beef organs by the company Heart and Soil. And so I had remembered that a couple days ago when I was researching stuff. The doctor who runs the company Heart and Soil, his name is Dr. Paul Saladino. He used to be carnivore, like strictly carnivore, and is now an animal-based, he eats an animal-based diet with mostly animal proteins, but then also fruit and honey and maybe a couple other things, and dairy. Fruit, honey, and dairy, I think, are the other things that he eats. And I was looking into this and I was like, there's like a lot of good stuff that can come from eating an animal-based, carnivore-ish type diet. And I am going to list some of the reasons why. To do that, I'm really not the expert, so I'm going to show you something from people that are. So here's the website for Heart and Soil, and as you can just see by just looking at it, we're helping people reclaim their health and vitality. Thumbs up. Like, that's what we all need. We believe that the nutrients we put into our body have the biggest effect on our well-being and determine how much ass we kick day in and day out. That's why our founder, Dr. Paul Saladino, wrote the best-selling book, The Carnivore Code, and why he recommends people reclaim their health while eating animals nose to tail. Animal foods are the most nutrient-rich on the planet, and they nourish your body completely. And they're a must-have in your diet if you want health and vitality. As you can see here on even just like their picture, there is some vegetables and fruits and other things other than just meat. Also, this video is not sponsored by Heart and Soil. I am just extremely impressed with them and really hope to start taking their supplements soon. I heard something once, and it was probably from my parents, that said, imitate the people that you want to be like. And that goes into finances. If you want to have good finances, then follow people who have good finances and follow their advice. Dave Ramsey. If you want to be strong and healthy, you need to be following the example of people that have the results that you want to have. If somebody doesn't have the results or the lifestyle or the look or the body shape or whatever, like the health that you want to have, then why would you listen to their advice? They don't know how to get the results that you want. And Paul Saladino has great results. He doesn't look like your typical doctor. The Beachbody fitness expert Jericho McMatthews once said in one of her workouts for Morning Meltdown 100, I was working out and she just said, nothing changes if nothing changes. And oh my goodness. I stopped and I was like, oh my goodness. If nothing changes, then nothing changes. That seems like extremely simple advice. Like, think about it. If you don't change anything in your life, nothing's going to change. I want to be fit. I want to be healthy. I want to be happy. I want to be able to sleep well. And so this diet seems like the way to go because this guy has results that are just proof. Today also marks day 1 of my animal-based diet. This morning I started the day with Celsius. I had keto yogurt by Ratio, which I think it has 15-ish grams of protein. I had that with eggs and turkey sausage and a watermelon juice. It was just watermelon, raspberries, and lemon juice and water that I mixed up for electrolytes for breakfast. And all of that, it was really good. And I feel super satiated. And it's about 10-11. I'll probably have another snack in a little while. But today is the first day that I am starting my plant-based, or not plant-based, the opposite of plant-based. I am starting my animal-based diet. So today is August 28th, 2023, and we're going to be doing a series starting today and through the end of September. At the end of September, I will be doing a results video of how I feel after a little more than a month doing a diet like this. I'm also hopefully going to be introducing beef organs by Heart and Soil into my diet because there is just a lot of nutrients that's locked away in beef organs. Like my midwife nutritionist teacher suggested, that's what I'm going to start doing. I really hope that this was helpful for you guys. If you want to watch my journey on this animal-based diet and see the results that I get, please do go ahead and subscribe and like this video so that more people can see it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.